There are a lot of players in Le Mans Ultimate who drive with the controller, but the question is, how much slower or faster can they be compared to one of these? Today, we're gonna try and find out. I have run some testing, so let's go and check the results right now. Immediately on my outlap, this happens, but as you can see, I was able to recover very easily. I know for a fact on the wheel I would have probably just spun it, because that's one of my weakest points on the wheel. Also, you may see that I have added an overlay with my controller so you can see what I'm doing. And now we are on our first flying lap, but Erosion Radion seemed to be my first obstacle, and we have a massive snap once again that we managed to save. I decided to continue the lap to the end just so we can get a reference lap, and this lap is gonna be a 2:23.4. And now we're going to skip one lap because I invalidated that previous one because of some traffic, which, by the way, I added just to test out how difficult or easy it is to avoid them with the controller. And now we're gonna go up Rouge and Radion, and now it's much better. I have gained a ton of time because I didn't slow down for a penalty. Unfortunately, this LMP2 decided to pull out, and then is going to send it on us going into this corner, which is not great. That's going to lose us some time. We go on the gravel, but we are still 1.7 seconds up. No Name doesn't feel terrible to go around on the controller. This is the sketchy one. You can see it's still trying to slide on me, but I managed to keep it on track. There's a lot of improvement that we can do here in this sequence. This is one of my worst corners on the track. Here, I'm just doing a slight lift, the same way that I do on the wheel. Now going into Blanchimont. I'm turning in a little too late, which is going to give us a yellow, so I did a slight lift. Now going into the bus stop, which is really easy to spin on the entry. But on controller I feel a lot more confident on the throttle because I know I can save the car much more easily. And now we are in the 21s. Let's see how much faster we can go. And immediately we lose a little bit of time at turn 1, only about half a tenth maybe. But through Rouge and Radion, we have a much better exit, which gains us back some time. And we're gonna get a cheeky slipstream here from the LMP2. A little bit wide, maybe there's another couple of tenths there. But then we get a good exit, so we are already up 4 tenths. I can also do a better corner there, keep some speed in the middle area. A bit wide on the entry. There is another tent that we possibly lost there. This is where we need to gain some time, and there it is. Though it wasn't a great exit. Now for my worst corner. About neutral, I guess. But now after Blanchimont is where we're gonna gain a lot of time because I'm not going to slow down. We turn in a little bit earlier, which gives us a much better corner. And now into the bus stop. I hit a bit too much curb. And again, too much curb on the inside. And this is going to be a 20.8. And at this point I was happy enough with the lap time. That is about what I get on a normal race, as I bonked the wall on the way in. My fastest ever lap around here is a 218.9 with the Mercedes. Now we are in the McLaren. It's not a car that I'm as fast in. And now I'm going to hot swap into my wheel so we can compare directly in the same session, same settings. I don't have any assists turned on, other than, of course, ABS and traction control, which are part of the car. We will address the ABS in the second half of the video, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you are liking the video, make sure you press the like button and subscribe for more. Maybe I'll do more of these testing, maybe I will test this directly in an actual race online. But now let's get started with some laps on the wheel. And my first lap didn't exactly go to plan. And after a few laps of either getting traffic or failing miserably, I finally got this lap. And this lap is going to be a 220.3. So, is controller viable in Le Mans Ultimate? Yes, absolutely. But there is the elephant in the room, which is named ABS. So now let's go and switch to the LMP2 and see what we can do there. And something I noticed right away is how much twitchy the controller feels with the LMP2. Like it almost feels a bit too sensitive for this car. Might be the downforce, I'm not sure, but let's see. And now we're going into Lacombe. Immediate lockup, which is exactly what I was expecting. I just don't feel like I have enough control under braking. I'm really struggling to press the pedal, or I guess the trigger, consistently. And into the bus stop, we have a massive lockup. And I immediately decided, okay, let's go into the pits and make a tweak to the setup. So I dropped the pedal force to 73%, and that seemed to give me much better control. So now let's see what we can do. In my fastest lap on controller, I had a few laps where I had slight improvements, and now we're on lap 8. As you can see, this is the best I could do. There is still a little bit of locking. I know the PlayStation 5 controller does have active triggers, but unfortunately LMU doesn't support that. But maybe it's possible to use a third-party app to maybe set it so when you reach a certain point it triggers the motor, so to tell you that you're getting to the bottom of the trigger, so you know roughly where to stop going further. I have tried this in the past with the F1 game, and it feels terrible. I really don't like the active triggers. I really wish that there was like a controller or a trigger mod to make it so as you press the trigger it gets harder, kind of like a brake pedal, right? But unfortunately there's nothing like that. I feel like that would be a great thing to do for a controller. But now we are reaching the end of my fastest lap of controller. I accidentally went into neutral because I have it set to press down on the stick to go into neutral. I probably will change that, but we have a lap time of 2:04.4. And after serving a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pits and warming up a little bit, I have this lap that I finished, but I wasn't happy enough with it, so we're gonna give it another go for a final lap that we are now starting. You can tell that I'm a lot more confident around Puan on the wheel. I'm taking a bit more entry speed. I went a bit wide here, so there's probably a tenth, maybe half a tenth. And I had a bad exit here, which is a little bit more time. Now for the final bus stop. I lost a bit of time, but I'm gonna have a much better exit. And this is the final time at 2:3.7. And that is it for the testing. Now let me show you my controller settings. And here's the axis calibration for anyone who wants to see. The force feedback, I really didn't do much here at all. And of course, I just set the controls. They are not completely set yet because I was just doing this for the testing. I didn't actually set everything that I need. You saw that I only pressed like 4 buttons on the whole controller. And I will now put on screen my settings in the config file, because I did also change a few things there to make it feel a bit better. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you want me to do any more controller testing, maybe in the hypercars, GTEs, or even the LMP3s, though those I don't expect to go very well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.